Throughout 2017 and early 2018, Sacha Baron Cohen, famous for his zany character performances in movies like Borat and The Dictator, was filming a new project titled Who is America? The show set out to have Cohen, once again disguised as various outlandish characters, interview and spotlight various people in America, from the most infamous to the completely unknown. In an interview about the show, given to Deadline in late 2018, Cohen describes the twisted situation that was eventually cut from the show. The production was filming the show in Las Vegas, with Cohen disguised as Gio Maldonado, a fake Italian billionaire playboy, fashion photographer from Milan persona. Cohen, as Gio, was speaking with the hotel concierge and was attempting to catch a comedic moment by talking about Harvey Weinstein's legal trouble. When the moment didn't quite pay off, Cohen, in his own words, pivoted to extreme comedy. Cohen implied to the concierge that he had an inappropriate relationship with a young boy. He believed revealing this would cause an extreme reaction, but it didn't. In fact, the concierge remained completely calm and stayed seated in the room. Cohen told Deadline, "We thought that the guy would leave the room. Instead, this concierge stays in the room and I go, 'Listen, you've got to help me get rid of a problem.' This guy starts advising Gio how to get rid of the issue. We even at one point talk about murdering the boy, and the concierge is just saying, 'Well, listen, I'm really sorry. In this country, we can't just drown the boy. This is America. We don't do that.'" Cohen went on to explain how the concierge offered to connect him with a lawyer to silence the boy, but that wasn't the end of it either. His character next inquired if the concierge could fetch him a date. The concierge asked him what kind of date. Gio responded that his date should be lower than bar mitzvah but older than 8, and the concierge reportedly replied, "Yeah, I can put you in touch with somebody who can get you some boys like that." The footage they had just captured took such an extremely dark and unsettling turn, Cohen and the production team weren't really sure what to do next. But eventually the team sent the footage to the good old FBI. Upon not hearing anything back, Cohen's team reached out to the FBI to find out any information they could about the subsequent investigation, only to be told that there wouldn't be one. The FBI had decided not to pursue Cohen's case. Sacha Baron Cohen found this to be surprising, as the concierge had said he'd worked for politicians and various billionaires. In the early hours of May 18th, 2017, acclaimed singer-songwriter Chris Cornell was found dead in his Detroit, Michigan hotel room. He had performed with his band, Audioslave, just hours earlier at the Fox Theater. The music world was shocked and saddened by the loss of a living legend who had allegedly died by Another rock icon, Chester Bennington, of Linkin Park fame, was extremely close with Chris, and even the godfather to Chris's son. On the day of Cornell's funeral, Chester sang Hallelujah as a eulogy to his friend. 2 months later, on Chris Cornell's birthday, Chester was found dead. He had also allegedly committed suicide. Chester Bennington struggled with depression throughout his life, stemming from a difficult childhood marked by parental divorce and abuse. These experiences led to trauma, substance abuse, and ultimately battles with depression. Chris Cornell struggled with depression throughout his life, even experiencing severe depression as a teenager. He also battled addiction to alcohol and drugs, which he said intensified his depression, and had publicly discussed his struggles on many occasions. So at first, nobody really questioned the two deaths happening in such quick succession, especially with how close the two were. And Chester passing away on Chris's birthday seemed to reinforce the idea that Chris's death tipped the scale for his friend. But the next year, 2 more celebrity deaths would lead to an extremely disturbing conspiracy theory, and Chester's possible ties to one of the most powerful men in politics would begin to surface. On April 18th, 2018, massively influential EDM artist Avicii, real name Tim Bergling, was found dead in his resort hotel room in Oman. And like the year before, 2 months later, on June 8th, another beloved celebrity, Chef Anthony Bourdain, was dead. Both deaths were ruled as suicides, and both deaths were heavily scrutinized by conspiracy theorists and fans alike. According to theorists, Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell, Avicii, and Anthony Bourdain were all working on exposing human trafficking via a documentary called Silent Children, this endeavor leading to all 4 of them being taken out to silence them and derail the project. Keep in mind, in the time after the death of all 4 of these stars, there was a lot of speculation about the possibility that they were murdered. Chester's sister posted this photo in memory, referencing Epstein and clearly inferring that she believed there had been some foul play, even using the hashtag Bill Clinton body count. In the years since, she has either deleted and reposted the photo or edited the caption. His sister also made claims about Mike Shinoda having some kind of dark secret, and made several posts insinuating that she would be revealing the truth. After which, according to her, her Twitter was deleted to silence her. Another detail that helped form the theory was this photo collage, comparing photos of Chester Bennington with photos of this man, American political consultant John Podesta. John and his brother Tony Podesta are infamous among conspiracy theory enjoyers for many reasons. To name a few, John and Tony Podesta bear a resemblance to police sketches of suspects in the disappearance of Madeleine McCann from a vacation home in Portugal in May of 2007. There was also a female suspect sketched by police. Does this person look familiar? The Podestas are heavy hitters in DC, both having worked with the Clintons for decades, in John being implicated in, at the very least, some fairly unethical political manipulation during the WikiLeaks Hillary Clinton email scandal in 2015. And Tony has an absolutely unhinged taste in art, owning some of the most disgusting art I've ever seen. There are reasons that the conspiracy community ties the Podestas to criminal acts, and although no hard evidence has ever been provided, the Podestas were a major focus of the pizza-related conspiracy theory scandal in 2016. Chester Bennington was candid about the abuse that he suffered at the hands of a family friend as a child. So with that information, the rumors about the Podestas, and this image all coming together, it was a perfect set of circumstances for a disturbing conspiracy theory. There's also a theory about the band name, Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park was a neighborhood within CFB Calgary in Canada, a military base with some kind of ties to MK Ultra. But the Canadian program that allegedly took place in MK Ultra was the DRDC in Toronto. Silent Children was a documentary project and fundraiser aimed at exposing high-profile individuals implicated in the child human trafficking industries. But according to Reuters, a spokesperson for the project said, "None of the people involved in this conspiracy theory were ever involved in our project, and we were never remotely in contact with them. Our project and its website was a well-meaning attempt to make people aware of a serious problem. We never got further than what was on the website, and we are not able to raise funding to move forward." Avicii's inclusion in the theory was predicated on his final song and music video clearly being about the child exploitation industry. But this wasn't his final song or music video. It actually came out around 3 years before his death. I believe Bourdain's inclusion was based on two factors: his manner of death being the same as Chester and Chris, hanging from a doorknob, and his close relationship to Asia Argento, a powerful voice in the Me Too movement, who would later be exposed for grooming and eventually assaulting a minor who had played her son in a 2004 film. That scandal played out very publicly just after Bourdain's tragic death. All four men led very high pressure, very complicated lives, with a ton of well-documented struggles with anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. On April 23, 2023, Jamie Foxx's daughter shared a post to Instagram saying, "We wanted to share that my father, Jamie Foxx, experienced a medical complication yesterday. Luckily, due to quick action and great care, he is already on his way to recovery." Ears of many a conspiracy theory enjoyer perked up, as Jamie Foxx had been candid about Kanye West's run-in with the medical care system, basically being hospitalized against his will and force-fed psychiatric drugs. Quote, "When Kanye talked about the drugs, the mental drug, I've had an episode of that. When he was talking about the, I went in for 2 pills and then 7 pills, that's real." In years prior, he had also joked about P. Diddy's Flavor Camp, in which Diddy had a young, underage usher sleeping in his bed for a month.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In
to...
the 90s, do you understand what that's like? Hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So
it was
nobody
crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't
and
say that.
Okay.
I didn't
But
say
you
that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
And allegedly, something similar happened between Diddy and Justin Bieber.
Yo, Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go buck full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
Earlier in 2023, Jamie Foxx was in London working on Cameron Diaz's comeback film, Back in Action, and on March 15th, production grinded to a halt with reports of Foxx having major meltdowns on set, firing production staff, and becoming unpopular. There were also strange rumors that Jamie was the target of a scam perpetrated by one of his staff members, in which he was somehow scammed out of $40,000. Like I said, a month after this crazy scam and these production issues and firing staff, he was in the hospital. On April 21st, 2023, reports surfaced that Foxx was awake and alert, but that hospital staff wanted to keep him at the hospital to, quote, keep his stress levels down, and wanted to make sure that he is perfectly stable once they do eventually release him. That kind of language making conspiracy theorists head spin, as it ties back to Kanye's forced hospitalizations, and long-standing rumors of celebrities being programmed and mind-controlled. Some said that Foxx had suffered a stroke. Some said that he was experiencing complications from the COVID vaccine. At the same time that this whole mysterious illness thing was occurring, and it seemed like Jamie Foxx was being hid from the public eye, Netflix was promoting a new movie starring Jamie Foxx about cloning called They Cloned Tyrone. During the promotion of They Cloned Tyrone, reports that Jamie Foxx had miraculously recovered from this mystery illness began to spread, and he posted this video.
I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. I went to hell and back.
Users quickly pointed out how incredibly different Jamie looked from before his hospitalization, and for a short time, the theory that he had been cloned took off. Since then, Jamie Foxx has shut down all conspiracy theories regarding his hospitalization. He eventually revealed he suffered a burst blood vessel in his brain, leading to a stroke and a fight for his life. He addressed much of the controversy in his special, What Happened Was.
The internet said that Puffy tried to kill me. I left them parties early. I was out by 9. Something don't look right. It's slippery in here.